Hi guys, I'm sorry I was in process of explaining this problem 58 from section 3.3. For some reason, once I got to this stage, the phone, something went wrong and it kicked me out of my video. Anyway, I'm not going to write it all again. I'm just going to go through it real quick, explain what has been, what have I done so far. So this is the same question in problem 58. They want us to come up with a third degree function that satisfies the given conditions. It's very similar to last problem that I did, 53, except the condition a little different. Here you are given a 0 of 2 and then also 0 of 4, except it says it has multiplicity 2. So we have 0 of 2, in other words 2 is a 0, and also 4 is a 0, except 4 has multiplicity of 2, which I explain in a minute what multiplicity means. And don't forget, they also give us that condition, which only has the purpose of helping us to find the letter A. So we're going to do the same thing as before. We set it up, f of x equals to, we always start with the letter A, which again we'll find based on this condition. The first 0 is 2, so our first factor is x minus 2. The next 0 is 4, so our next factor is x minus 4, except because it says it has multiplicity 2. What that means is that factor actually appears twice. So therefore you just put an exponent 2. So if we say multiplicity 3, you make that a cube, and so on. Okay, so multiplicity means how many times that factor actually appears. So if a number is a 0 twice, then that factor associated with that number, that 0, must also appear twice. That's why you put exponent 2, okay? But other than that, this is all going to be the same way as before. So I'm going to go ahead and use that condition, step number 1, to help us find A. Negative 18 equals to f of 1, except you put negative 18 on the left of f of 1, and then on one hand, we have f of 1 equals to this, but then f of x is this, except now we have x equals to 1, so we're going to go to the right. Anywhere we have x, we're going to replace it by 1, and then we work out the arithmetic here. 1 minus 2 becomes negative 1, 1 minus 4 is negative 3, so of course the left-hand side is still negative. We don't need to write f of 1 anymore, we're just going to bring negative 18 down from the left. A is still there. This 1 minus 2 is negative 1, 1 minus 4, negative 3. Don't forget you still square that. You square negative 3, you get positive 9. 9 times negative 1 becomes negative 9. And of course, you still have the A, and you still have negative 18. Now to solve for A, we're going to have to remove negative 9. So we'll divide both sides by negative 9, so we can cancel the negative 9. And of course, 18 divided by 9 becomes 2. So we just found our we found our A to be 2. So now we're ready to take the value of 2, go up here, plug it in, and of course, do all of our basic algebra. In other words, square that by FOIL method and multiply that by the first factor, okay? And we just distribute the number 2 at the very end with every term. Just very similar to the last problem. Let me find my eraser. Okay, so I'm just going to erase everything here. We're going to go up here and then basically put this in a general form. So our A is 2. So we're going to go ahead and put the 2 here. I'm going to leave that factor for now alone. So anything is square, as you know, means times itself. So we'll put 2 factors of x minus 4. Then we multiply the first 2 by FOIL method. So that becomes x squared. That becomes minus 4x. That becomes negative 2x. That becomes positive 8. Don't forget you still have the last factor. So keep writing that until you distribute by it. So now there's 2 like them. We're going to combine them further. So that's 2 times x squared minus 4x minus 2x become minus 6x. We still have plus 8. And then we still have the last factor, x minus 4, okay? Let me just take this off. So now we're going to distribute every term here by every term there. And then finally we do the multiply 2 by everything, okay? So x squared times x becomes x cubed. X squared times negative 4 becomes negative 4x squared. Take that off. I miss our big boards in a classroom, guys. I miss you guys too, but that board also was much more user-friendly than this little baby here my granddaughter gave me. But anyway, hopefully this will help. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 4 squared. Then we go to the next term. Negative 6x times x. Negative 6x squared. Negative 6x times negative 4 become positive 24x. And finally, we go to 8. 8 times x is 8x. And 8 times negative 4, let me see if I can squeeze it here, negative 32. Let me just move that over a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to see if there's any more like terms in here. We combine, and then finally we distribute the two. Okay, I think I don't have enough room down here, so I'm going to move it upstairs. So from here, we have 2 times, let me put my equal sign. So we have 2 times, x cubed is still going to be there. There's no other term with a cube. Negative 4x squared minus 6 more becomes negative 10x squared. We have 24 plus 8, which is 32x. And also minus 32. And finally, we're ready to distribute the 2 by every term. 2 times x cubed, which is 2x cubed. 2 times negative 10x squared, negative 20x squared. 2 times 32, which is 64x. And finally, 2 times negative 32, which is negative 64. And this should be your function f of x that satisfies the given condition. Let me just box this one, because this is your final answer for problem number 58. Okay? I hope it helps. Again, let me know anytime you have more questions about these videos or even other questions, so we can hopefully try to help you out. Okay, bye-bye.